Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Anna Vanila. On this channel I'm sharing all my knowledge about crochet and knitting things, beautiful things which I like, and in this video I would like to share with you the secrets of how to actually do the cat ear beanie. And this one that I'm holding to show you, it's actually a classic beanie, classic ear cat beanie, the best selling beanie. And as you can see, it's classic, it's gray and black. I've crocheted this. It's possible to knit a cat ear beanie as well. So this is just an example for you to see that you can do a classic version of gray and black. You can do variations of like different colors. So this is a little introduction before I explain how to make such a cat ear beanie. So it's very fashionable, it's very on trend. As you can see, it's got, in this case, it's got pink and black. This is another classic version of black and white, plus at the edge I have added a single crochet of faux fur crochet at the end. This is also a classic version. This is a classic version and just one row of gray colored faux fur effect. For instance, you can do Halloween version with orange, which I don't have it with me, but I have it somewhere in my home. So this one is, for example, a Christmas style. It's a bit larger, it's a bit higher. It has this white, very beautiful faux fur effect. This one probably works very well for Halloween time in autumn because it's got neon green and black color. And at the end I added also a single crochet row of faux fur green color tone which I had at home. This is another version of 3 colors, so gray, white and black. This one is another version, this one another version with gray edging, and this one is my favorite. As you can see, it's got maroon color. You can do a lot of color variations, and you can add faux fur. If you don't add faux fur, just add any other effects that you can add to it to flourish the look. And as you can see, you can create lots of things, lots of times that you can celebrate. You can do a Christmas version, Halloween version of a hat. You can do even summer version. You can crochet in cotton, which would be stylish and not too warm in it. And you can make them larger, more rows. You can do shorter, less rows. You can also do a scrap effect. Let's say you can do from odds and ends of yarn. You can just come up with any design idea and it will be fantastic. So these are one of my examples, one of my many examples of crochet cat ear crochet beanie. And I'm going to show you now how to actually do it this shouldn't scare you out, because it's simple, it's quick to make. You don't have to have a high level in crocheting. If you have basic knowledge on how to do single crochet and double crochet, you can actually do this pattern no problem. And you can gift anyone you like in your life. You can do it for yourself, you can sell them, and you can try and do lots of variation. As I said, you can do from scraps of yarn that are laying around, and it will still give you a great effect, a great hat to wear. Okay, so this is my introduction, and I'm going to show you now how to proceed, how to make it. I also would like to add that you can also do a lot of variations of flags that you might support, charities that you may support. It could be done as Ukrainian flag, let's say yellow and blue instead of pink and black. You can add blue and yellow. It will look stunning. And you can do bisexual flag, you can do lesbian flag, anything that you prefer, anything that you support, you can just do in something terrific and wear it and be proud of it whilst you're wearing it. And there are no limitations on how you can do this hat. So in this case, I'm going to show you with the gray color acrylic yarn. I've got 2 hooks here by Furls. One hook is number 6 and another hook 6.5. So I use this both hooks to fit majority of heads. So if you want to make it a bit larger, you can use 6.5. If you want to be sort of a bit more snug, you can use number 6 size. I'm going to use a number 6 in this case. So I make a slip knot like so, and this is number 6 that I'm using as a hook. And what we need to do is not to knit very tightly. Try not to crochet very tightly. So make the chains a bit loose. So like so, a bit loose. So we make a chain of 50. This is how usually I make my beanies, my ear cut beanies. 50 air loops are usually the amount that I do for any head size, any classic head size. It would sort of ensure it works for smaller heads as well as for larger heads. So we make a chain of 50. And so if you need bigger chain, just to do even larger, then you can add one more loop. You can do 2 to 3 loops more. If you want a bit tighter, a bit for a child, let's say, you minus the amount that of 50. So for instance, you can do 40 if the head is so small for the one that you create the hat for. And So we make, in this tutorial we make 50. So, and remember not to make it too large, like so. I'm going to do 50 and then we talk. So I've made 50 air loops, and now on the 50th I hold my thumb like so. I add another 2 loops, 2 air loops, yarn over, and in the 50th loop we start to crochet. So what we need to do is not to crochet, as you can see, the chain like so, but to make the edging of this hat a bit more pretty. And even you do the ear loop, you pick up this kind of like bumps, so on the back of this chain, at the back, so bumps, you see, these, and so on. So that's why we shouldn't do it too tightly, because we are double crocheting into these bumps to the end, so double crochet. And we do this row to the end. So I have finished my 50 stitches, and I cut this yarn, the gray yarn, like so. I take another yarn. This is obviously if you want to make it striped. Let's say one row equals one color, and then you change it to a different color. But you can do a plain version of this hat, and just in one color, and it will be terrific as well. So I made a loop for this next color. So what I do not finish with double crochet. I pull this new yarn like so, and then we do 2 air loops, turn the work. We do not count the 2 air loops as a stitch. So what we need to do is we crochet into the first crochet as a crochet double stitch. So we do 1 row of this red color. I mean, you can do any color you prefer, but in this tutorial I'm doing gray and red. So we do it to the end, and I'm going to show you how to finish this row. So I finished 1 row of red color, and what we need to do is cut again this yarn, leave like, let's say, a tail to make sure you can hide it in the end of this project. So we cut the red. Now we take the gray and make a slip knot. You can do without slip knots, for instance, and then you grab with through the 2 loops because we're changing the color. We reverse the work, yarn over, and we do third row. So what we need to do is make now about 10 rows in total. So after every stripe you change, you cut the yarn, you do the same as I've shown you, and you can do 10 rows if you want to make it a bit more, I shall say, smaller. If you want a bigger beanie, then you do 13 rows, and so it's your choice which one you make. I would probably make 10 rows of this. I have forgotten to mention I'm doing every row with double crochet, but if you want you can do single crochet, but of course you will have to change colors more frequently, and it will take for you longer to do the amount of rows for this hat, because you would do so much smaller stitch. But if you do double crochet, then you could do quicker, and it's less time consuming, and you can get the same effect. And plus I would like to make another tutorial in knitting this beanie, knitting this hat. So if you want a tutorial in this hat to be actually knitted, not crocheted, please leave below a comment and tell me whether you want another tutorial in knit stitches, and I'm going to do it with pleasure. So I have completed 10 rows, and so the last round I'm doing yarn over, and we crochet the last stitch. Then what we need to do is to choose which side, which panel side actually looks better, so that we can decide which one is the front and which one is the back of a hat, of a beanie. So in my case is this side. So what I need to do is turn this way, and now we need to do slip stitches. So we start off from here to here, and then at the top. So I do usually one crochet stitch, and I do the first slip stitch. Make sure all this yarn, all these odds and ends are actually away from the front side, the inside. So this is how we do the slip stitch. You should make it in a way that, let's say I do 2 stitches in one color. So I take this tail, put to the side, I do 1 slip stitch, I take some more tails, and then I do. So make sure you're in the red, you're doing stitches in the red color, to be a two in a red stripe, but when you are in a gray stripe, make sure you also push these tails away from you, and then these tails we will have to tie into a knot and hide them. So now we need to put this one aside. So gray with gray, we do here gray with gray, like this, red with red, red, like so. Red, and I'll show you how to continue on the other side. So like this, I'm doing another stitch into this gray, so we do about 2 stitches in each color. So now what I do is make another slip stitch to the corner, and I grab the stitches from the row we picked up the stitches. We made those air loops, so we grab the air loops and slip stitch. What I do it with the same hook as you crochet this hat, and so it's not any different. So we grab the 2 loops, 2 stitches. I mean, you see this hole here, it's composed out of 2 yarns. It looks like two yarns, but it's actually 1 yarn. But anyway, so we make this knot, this sorry, not knot, this slip stitch to the end, then we cut it and hide these ones, hide the tails. So I got to the end of slip stitching. I've made here slip stitches, which is a bit more challenging with these tails, but take your time. It would literally become terrific hat in the end, so it's worth doing. So I've done slip stitches here as well, and then I do one more single crochet, cut the yarn, and then I do another more, and then I tighten to create a knot. Then what I do, I weave in to the slip stitches this tail, then I weave in each tail with the color that it is. For instance, if it's red color tail, you weave into this red gap. If it's gray, in gray gap, and so on, so it's nicer. Then after you've hidden all the ends, we turn the hat to here. As you can see, it's very tidy, very nice. And then what I do at the bottom, sometimes I do add a single crochet row of faux fur type yarn. I usually choose the colors that are in the hat to do the border. For instance, because I've used here gray, I could use gray color faux fur, or I could do red color faux fur here at the bottom because it's red as a color of a hat, and it would be very nice, very well made, easy and simple hat. So next I'll show you how to do a single crochet row with faux fur in red color. So here is my red faux fur color. As you can see, it's got like this kind of texture of like grass-like effect, like this, you see. So what I do, I take the hat after I've stitched, after I've slip stitched. So this is the seam. I pick up the loop just before the seam. I make a tiny little loop as usual, and then I grab this loop, tighten around the hook and make a stitch. Then what I do is I end up doing a single stitch, single crochet. So I hide the tail inside this faux fur, and make sure you do it a bit larger, the loops, so that it can be a bit stretchy, because this fur would be around the forehead, and of course it might be a bit too tight if you end up doing it tightly. So single crochet all around, and I'll show you how we finish this round. As you can see, it's very easy to do this hat. You don't need any skills of crocheting even for this kind of hat. So I got to the end, so I'm doing another 2 stitches like so. Then I leave about 10 centimeters. I cut the yarn, I make a knot so it does not unravel, and then we hide it through the stitches. And because it is faux fur effect, it will not going to be visible where you've hidden the stitch, but it would look very fluffy. So as you can see, it creates a fluffy effect. So what I do, I just hide it through the fluff in here like so, and it's not visible in the end like this. So easy and quick. like this. Here it is. Here's the finished hat. These are the ears. You can block it before you wear it or before you sell it, whatever you want to do with this hat. But this is my tutorial for you, so I hope you like it, and if you do, please leave likes and sweet comments below. Please subscribe, and more tutorials and other things will be coming soon on my channel, so stay tuned and wear beautiful things that you make, because I do it as well. I always wear my items, those things that I create. I use it in my wardrobe. So thank you so much for being here with me, and see you soon in my next videos. Bye.